Hey guys, I'm Rodin. Welcome to WaterBaby Tarot presented by Bomispirit Incorporated. So as you guys have probably noticed, I didn't do dailies for the last couple of days. I had some stuff happen at my house, some plumbing stuff, and so our water was shut off for a couple days. So that being said, don't look the last couple days because they're not going to be there. So we're just going to start with the weekend read from the 18th to the 20th, and then you'll see the 21st and 22nd, like as normal. Yeah, so let's just get right into the astrology. So for the 18th to 20th for the weekend, we have a couple long-term aspects that I've talked about very heavily. I'm not going to go into detail on them. Saturn has been square. Oh, little bird, sorry. Saturn has been square Uranus, and they were exact on the 14th of June, and now that aspect has become a little bit weaker, not by much. They're about a 1 degree orb away from each other. Neptune is also sextile Pluto. Those are still pretty much where they've been at, orb-wise. So I talked about those very heavily on the 14th of June video and the 7th of June video, so go ahead and check those out if you want an in-depth explanation as to what those aspects are for. Their background aspects, we all kind of feel this on the how do I say this? On a very deep level, we're all feeling this kind of in the background, societally speaking, especially. Like, they're kind of pertaining a lot to like the pandemic and how we've been feeling in relation to that, and of course individually how that same energy kind of transpires in our own lives. Okay, so go ahead and check those videos out if you'd like to. So moving on from that, because that's just review, I want to talk about Venus trine Neptune and Mercury trine Saturn. So Venus is in Cancer at 19 degrees on the 18th and is trine Neptune in Pisces at 23 degrees. Venus actually moves closer and gets stronger in that aspect with Neptune throughout the weekend. And it's a really nice aspect at this time, especially because the moon is in Libra, but we're going to get there. But like Venus Cancer energy is like, that's the kind of energy where it's like, let me come in and give you a hug and make you feel better. Like that's like Venus and Cancer, right? So you have Cancer and Pisces, both very sensitive water signs, emotional signs that are about like, I just want to say hugging, which I think is like so funny because like they're not about hugging, but you know what I mean. It's that energy, it's that nurturing energy. Pisces is also an energy of forgiveness, right? And they're both about sensitivity. Cancer has that like maternal healing energy too, right? So this aspect, like I said, gets stronger through the weekend. This is an aspect that allows for ease in forgiveness and reconciliation and resolution, and a lot of healing can take place this weekend. I'm kind of excited. I feel like this whole weekend is going to be about finding harmony again, because there's been a lot of chaotic energy that we've been dealing with for most of 2021, but especially since March and through April and May. It's been really kind of tumultuous and really kind of difficult. And so this aspect that's going to be here this weekend, paired up with the moon, again, I'll get to that later. Yeah, it really allows for that little bit of compassion and sensitivity and like, okay, how can I like reconcile with these issues that I have, or reconcile with this person or this situation? How can I come to a place of acceptance? How can I come to a place of just like being okay with this, that, or the other? But especially as it relates to relationships. Excuse me, because it is Venus, right? Venus in Cancer, but also because the moon is in Libra this weekend. Again, I'm going to get to that in a bit. Now, this Venus trine Neptune aspect is also supported somewhat. It's like supported by Venus opposing Pluto. Venus opposing Pluto is actually a very weak aspect through the weekend, and I think it actually gets weaker as we move through the weekend. But Venus opposing Pluto, it's, how do I say this? Pluto's dismantling shit and bringing stuff up to the surface as it relates to traditional ways we've done things, as it relates to how you guys have kind of been keeping your foundations, or how it's been to deal with like patriarchal shit and governmental shit and institutional shit, right? But mostly about how we've been dealing with what's been breaking down in our lives, foundationally speaking. Again, as it relates to like the external, because it's like all of that pandemic stuff, right? But Pluto loves to bring shit to the surface that's been hiding in the dark, whether it's secrets or it's pain or it's wounds or just things that's kind of like been in our shadow. And I say our shadow because it's really just stuff we haven't been aware of or have been ignoring, and like here it is coming to light for us to kind of deal with and process. And Venus in Cancer just wants to take that stuff and just give you a hug. That's all it wants to do. But that aspect can somewhat make it difficult to surrender to that process. So it's coming into effect the Venus trine Neptune, which is trying to get us to forgive and accept. A lot of self-acceptance is going to be happening this weekend too, or the potential. This is all just potential shit that's going down. It's the energies at play. It just depends on how we use it, right? So with these aspects, with this energy, try to move into a place of surrender and accepting what you really just have to accept, right? It's like, you can try to fight the things that make you upset. You can try to fight the things that are out of your control, but it's kind of moot, right? And if you really want peace in your life, or you really want love in your life, or you want healing in your life, that has to come with some sense of surrender and acceptance. So it's kind of a big one. Like I said, that gets stronger through the weekend. It gets stronger, especially around the 21st, 22nd, depending on where you are time zone wise, when Venus moves into 23 degrees of Cancer. Okay. And of course, check like your personal houses where you have Cancer 23 degrees. Like that's like based off your rising sign, right? That's where you're going to feel it the most. Okay. And if you're like me and you're Cancer rising, you're probably going to feel it in the realm of your identity and accepting yourself. Okay, just saying. But anyway, moving on. The next one I want to talk about is Mercury in Gemini, 16 degrees, which is retrograding, is going to be trine Saturn in Aquarius at 12 degrees, which is also retrograding. So it's kind of interesting because Mercury is actually going stationary direct on the 22nd. So Mercury this weekend is slowing way down. And I mean like way down. It's going to be at 16 degrees the entire weekend. Okay, that's like real slow for a small planet like Mercury. And like I said, go stationary direct on 22nd. I'm sure a lot of y'all are excited about that. But this is also a really positive aspect because as Mercury is slowing down in that retrograde energy and it's trine with another retrograde planet, which is also in another air sign, that Gemini Aqua combo, it's actually going to start bringing in more clarity. Trines are very positive aspects. It's positive energy and it's amplified energy at that. So it's kind of amplifying what's been going on in relation to these aspects for ourselves. And Saturn's been doing a number on us. It just has. It is what it is. Saturn's been doing a number on us when it comes to trying to hold on to our personal freedom and our independence, not to feel like we're just kind of enslaved or restricted or controlled by our environment or institutions or just anything in general, right? Especially if you have like Aqua or Gemini in one of your relationship houses, like 3, 4, 7, you know, you're probably really feeling that when it comes to dealing with other people. I think a lot of us have felt that dealing with people just in general because it is about personal freedom. But I digress. So what's happening with this aspect, which is going to pretty much stay with the intensity of the orb degrees, right? The entire length of the weekend, it's actually going to start bringing in a little bit of clarity. We've been struggling through this Mercury retrograde with miscommunication and fights and being really confused on what our truth is or what other people's truth is. Are they really trying to control me? Do I really need to have this independence? Do I really need to end this or break away from this or start this or learn this? You know, it's been a lot of doubt and a lot of questioning. Clarity starting to come in now. July, there's gonna be a shit ton of clarity too coming in, especially after we have the full moon Capricorn at the end of June, but that's for later. Okay, so just know this is a really positive weekend. So let's move on to the moon. Let's talk about the moon. The moon's doing a lot this weekend. So the moon is going to be in Libra for most of the weekend and ending in Scorpio on the 21st. Like towards like, you know, afternoon, evening, 21st, again, depending on where you are time zone wise, but mostly it's in Libra, ending in Scorpio. Moon in Libra is all about satisfaction and emotional contentment coming from harmony, coming from having peace in our lives, especially when it comes to our relationships. Libra is a very social sign. It's a very social energy. It's 7th house energy, right? It also leans towards creativity and like that Venusian, right? Libra's ruled by Venus, that like Venusian intoxicating, feel good, things look good, you know, that's going to bring a lot of satisfaction this weekend. But because of everything I talked about with Venus and Mercury, it's going to be a weekend of like understanding what has been so hard for us recently, having more clarity on what's been so hard and causing conflict and chaos, because Moon in Libra is highlighting how important it is for us to have peace from those things, right? And wanting peace from those things. Not to mention Moon in Libra is also another air sign, right? So you got that Mercury, Gemini, Saturn, Aquarius, and then it's going to trine with the moon in Libra, yeah, through the weekend. So that's quite a trifecta of air energy, mental clarity coming in here. got my little power drink this morning. Okay, helicopter's gone. So, in Moon and Libra energy is also very romantic, right? Because it is the 7th house energy. It's Venus air energy. So, this weekend with Venus being trine Neptune, the Moon being in Libra, and Mercury building up to stationary direct, and with that coming a lot of clarity as it is trining Saturn and the Moon, a lot of desire and a lot of clarity in just seeing and understanding, oh, this is what's been the problem the whole time. This is what I've been struggling to accept, or this is what's been causing conflict and chaos in my life the last couple of months, or even like the last week to last month, up to the last couple of months, because it's also highlighting that Mercury retrograde period, because Mercury retrograde's ending. So reflecting on the whole Mercury retrograde period. And especially as it comes to relationships, being able to resolve whatever you need to resolve, because we are talking about Venus and Cancer as well, right? Resolving whatever it is you need to resolve with people, and especially yourself on top of that, because there are a lot of lessons here in personal freedom and independence and what your personal truth is. Thank you, Mercury retrograde in Gemini. What your personal truth is compared to the rest of the world. Thank you, Saturn Aquarius. Yeah, so it's going to be an interesting weekend. It might feel very emotional, but at the end of the day, you're going to have an opportunity to have a lot more peace in your life. A lot more peace in your life. Whatever resolution you come to with other people or yourself, opportunity for a lot of peace, and also for creativity. You know, Cancer and Pisces, again, the aspect I was talking about earlier, a lot of creative energy with those signs, and then Libra is also enhancing that. So there's also a time to kind of almost that's so weird. I heard get dirty, which I was like, what? I was like, oh, get your hands dirty. I get it. Sorry, my guides are talking to me. Every time I talk about astrology, they kind of like hang in closer to like give little insights here and there, which I think is kind of funny. To get your hands dirty. So get your hands dirty. Do something fun and creative with your hands. I feel like some of you guys are feeling really repelled by that idea. That's totally fine. It's just something that came through, so I'm just telling you. Anything else I want to talk about with the moon? Not really. The moon is creating a lot of trines as well. I didn't talk about this. So while the moon is in Libra, and it is kind of working with like the Venus Cancer energy and like the Mercury trine Saturn energy and like all that air energy, it's also doing a couple other things. It's going to be trine Pluto, which again is also, at one point it will be trine Pluto, again, through the course of the weekend. So that kind of hones in on what I was talking about with Venus opposing Pluto. Well, Venus opposing Pluto is more about like that surrender to forgiveness and acceptance. Moon in Libra with trine Pluto is more about the clarity of that, the clarity and finding harmony with what is ever coming to the surface from the darkness. From the darkness. Thank you, Pluto. Another cool thing, the sun is actually going to be square the moon on the 18th, and then that's where we're starting the weekend out with. Sun being square moon. And then towards the end of the weekend, it's actually going to be trine the moon, which is also kind of cool because like we start with this like with that struggle, a little bit of that like with the little bits of clarity that start coming in at the beginning of the weekend. Sorry, hold on, all this noise. So much air traffic. It's so weird living in a place where there's so much air traffic compared to where I was. They're going so slow. Okay. So in the weekend, we're starting out with the sun being square the moon, right? So it's like that little bits of clarity start coming in, the little bits of calm start coming in, and then it's like, oh, struggling with, oh, this is what's been wrong. This is what's been chaotic. This is what's been causing conflict. This is really what my truth is. To the end of the weekend where it's like, there's a lot of support, energetically speaking, to have that resolution and reconciliation, to get that balance back, to have peace in your life. And again, also be creative with all this energy too. But yeah, so it's going to be a good weekend. It's going to be a good weekend. So yeah, that was the astrology. So let's go ahead and get into the cards. Hey guys. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the cards. Like I don't know if I said this in the beginning, but for the weekends, I wanted to try to do like readings for the elements. like fire, air, water, earth. But when I did it last time, it really drained me, and I have to do a lot of catching up to do because I couldn't work the last couple of days. So I'm gonna do a collective read, and I'll do elemental advice. Okay, but let's get started. Let's get started. You know what? Soul Journey's calling me. I feel like there's gonna be a 2-part reading. Let's just roll with it. Just roll with the flow. Any messages for the collective? Keep in mind these readings, while I am kind of gearing it towards like the timeline, we all know time is fluid and it ain't linear. So you might find something in this for you, even if you're watching this like a year from now, months from now, or this could pertain to something you've already gone through recently. Okay, so just stick around. There could be something for you. And I am a channeler. I am an intuitive reader. And I do get messages sometimes at random for whoever needs to hear it who may be watching this video. So again, keep that in mind, that whatever I channel or intuit, it's not for everybody, right? Hold on. Okay. Any messages, please? Like, put your feet on the ground. Okay, sorry. All right, I got you. So I don't have any cards out yet, but they're actually showing me the failure card. We'll see if that one comes out. They're showing me as pink and red. I don't remember what it actually looks like, but they're showing me it like as if it's pink and red. We'll see if it comes out. I almost tempted to pull it out just to pull it out. We'll see. But that's kind of interesting. Again, the clarity is starting to creep in this weekend, and this clarity is going to be really key to just getting peace and balance again, and especially reconciling or mending anything we need to with other people. A lot of acceptance is going to be the theme of this weekend. Maybe needing to accept where you've kind of fallen short with yourself or other people. I do feel a very like sad gut bomb sort of feeling in my body with that. Maybe a little bit of like, ah, damn, ah, shit, yeah, that was my bad. That was not cool. Like, I mean, a little bit of that kind of energy. Now they're showing me yellow. Solar plexus. Why is this being highlighted? Some of you might have realized you might have been overly confident recently, and then maybe because of overconfidence, you might have acted rashly or impulsively. But they're showing me yellow, so they're highlighting the solar plexus. Oh, guilt. I guess that is what I was feeling. Guilt. That's it's like, I don't know what this feeling is. It just feels like a gut bomb of, oh damn, that was my bad. And it's like, oh yeah, guilt. That's how you would describe that. Balance. I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment. And guilt, I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth. Ooh, letting go. Thank Pluto for that, because Pluto's been a lot with the moon and also Venus and all of this, right? And Saturn and Mercury, but whatever, blah, 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 blah. Oh, yeah, letting go. Again, like I said, a lot of acceptance and forgiveness coming up this weekend. Again, forgiveness and acceptance of yourself and also other people. And that is about reconciliation and resolution and letting things go to get to a place of harmony and balance. So I'm not surprised these cards came out. Let's see what else wants to come out here. Any other messages, please? Just got a stack that just came out. Okay. Oh, that gave me the chills looking at these. Got love. I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things, and then fear. I realize that I'm testing my resolve to live in the energy of love, and then we have doubt. Wow, yeah, fear will do that. I release the need to know all the answers. The never-ending conflict of love and fear. The never-ending duality of love and fear, right? Of not being in alignment, not being in flow, whatever terms you want to use, because they're all different kind of labels for that kind of existence of not living between love and fear, of just kind of living and being. It's almost like the fight between the shadow and the light. Is almost what I want to say. There's so much emphasis on the light. Okay, so I might be a little preachy here. I don't mean to be, but here we go. So that's honestly how I'm seeing this. It's like the light and the shadow, the light and the dark. You know, there's a lot of emphasis on the community And I think it's getting better, but there's been so much emphasis on the community of light and almost like over focusing on that, the importance of that, when also the shadow's just as important, right? It's like you can't actually have balance. You can't actually have balance within yourself if you ignore part of you. You know what I mean? If you ignore that this is a thing that exists, it's like, how do you come to unity? By accepting all parts of you, right? By accepting all parts of you. That's actually what I'm getting with this, where it's like, there's been an ignoring going on of like shadow, or whatever you want to call your shadow, or that part of you that you don't like, or that part of you that can be seen or judged or criticized, or be like, that's a nasty part of who you are, right? So like by ignoring this, it's almost like this has actually been doing some damage because you've been ignoring it. That's how this is feeling. And so because of that, there's been like illusions, there's been confusing shit going on, doubt. I do feel a lot of like blaming has been going on, a lot of like, that is my enemy, that is not my friend, you know, kind of that stuff going on. And so I think there has been some I don't want to say misbehavior, that's like, I don't feel like that's the right word. We're just gonna say unawareness of this wolf that lives in you, kind of doing whatever it wants to do. Unawareness of that. And so I think the realization of that is what's bringing in this guilt and bringing in this need to kind of accept and reconcile within yourself and with other people to restore balance in your life, to not feel like things are chaotic or that you're in conflict or struggle and what have you. Yeah, it's gonna be a big weekend. Overall, relationships. I'm not surprised. I'm sure you guys aren't either. I'm attracted to those people who serve my higher good. Yes, this is about relating to not just yourself, but also the world, because a lot of how we relate to ourselves is how we relate to other people. So that's there. I want to find the failure card because they did highlight that to me. So I'm just going to go in here. I know they showed it to me. It was like red and pink, I think it was. Yep. That's what they showed me. I understand that a mistake. Yep, that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. So, why did I just put that back? I took it out and I just put it back. Yeah, I realized that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. This is kind of big with these two coming out here, especially with doubt coming in. I know that bird's really loud. There's a lot of birds here. Yeah, I feel like that's exactly what's been going on. Such a focus on this, or trying to just be this. Yeah, it's like trying to just be this, just the light, just love, or only be that, and like ignoring that this is even a thing, that this is even a part of you at all. And again, maybe there needs to be some healing and shadow work to have some kind of unity and balance with these two, especially as it relates to self-acceptance, because you do have to accept that part of you because it exists. It's not going anywhere, right? It's like it exists. It exists for a reason. And the shame that comes with that, the shame that comes with taking that out on other people, or maybe even not really being great to yourself, can be heavy, but it needs some awareness. Needs some awareness and clarity brought in here to restore balance. I'm liking where this is going. Okay. So that was that. Let's go ahead and pull some tarot cards. All right, let's get into some nitty-gritty stuff. Crystal vision, okay. I don't even know what to call this. There's so many little layers to this reading already. Any messages, please, for the collective? It's very weird. So they've given me the word harmony over and over, and then they showed me a pair. I don't know what pair symbolizes, but they showed me a pair. Maybe that's just confirmation for you guys. For anyone who needs confirmation of a pair, they showed me a pair. Is harmony like a pear? I don't know. You know, pears are kind of interesting. I really enjoy them, but I never really get to eat them. And like, they're kind of an interesting fruit for anybody who's never had a pear. It's almost like A pear is almost like a mix between, like, if you've ever had jicama, like an apple and jicama is what I would say. It's like kind of a mixture of. It's like, you know, it's funny because the texture can be a little off-putting, but I really love that like subtle flavor. I don't know why I feel the need to talk about pears in such detail, but there you go. I just felt like it, so I did it. Okay. Any messages for the collective, please? Queen of Wands. Okay, I like where we're starting. This is a nice starting point with the Queen of Wands energy. This is Aries, could also be fire or water. I'm getting the word leader really strong. Really strong. I feel like being leader of your own life, kind of taking some stuff back. And I think this is because you're taking ownership of things. In taking ownership of things you might not be happy about or ashamed of or in pain over or in conflict over, you're taking more of a leadership role in your life, taking accountability for your life and accountability for yourself. And it's actually putting you in a place of higher confidence and also just integrity. It feels really good. It's almost like elevating through accepting the shit that you have and the shit that you've done or the shit you've been a part of. It's almost allowing you to step into an elevated place of personal power by taking ownership of things. It's really nice. I like it. Ooh, look at here. Oh, this is gonna be a good weekend. Queen of Pentacles and the 10 of Cups. Okay, this is like strong household energy. I just picked that up really strong. Strong ass household energy, like head of a family, head of a household energy. That's what I'm picking up here. Even if you live by yourself, you're head of your own household, right? But yeah, ooh, strong like matriarch energy specifically. Granted, this is like Piscean energy, and it's like this is a queen, so it has that feel to it. But yeah, not patriarchal. It's very matriarchal. Yeah, very matriarchal. It's almost like whatever you need to take ownership of, it's giving you an elevated sense of personal power and confidence and integrity to be able to truly be head of household, head of family, head of your own life. Oh, big weekend, big weekend. Some of you might be dealing with some of your mom stuff because it is Cancer energy this weekend. This is the epitome of like matriarchal, like a matriarch that you could be dealing with or that you have to be in that role of this weekend. This feels really powerful. I really like this a lot. Really powerful. And taking ownership of yourself, it's also taking ownership for the pack. That's interesting too. Taking ownership and responsibility for the pack in the way that you've been needing to probably, or that may, oh, some of you have been resisting. Ooh, okay. Ooh, we're getting deep with this. Some of you have been resisting feminine power. Let's just go there. Let's just go there. Whether this is you or someone in your environment, you guys know how this works. Energy is fluid, not linear, right? So there's a group of you who've definitely been struggling with owning your own feminine power or being okay accepting the feminine power in other people. Or maybe someone's been having a hard time accepting this of you, what it means to have that matriarchal energy. We all have it to some extent. Some of you might have been needing to take on more of like a very tangible role, like actually being a mom, right? Or being like a female boss, right? Like, you know, in a much more explicit, literal sense, but it's just the energy that's here. Very strong, very powerful, feminine energy, owning your shit, taking accountability, elevates you in a personal way, an individual way, but to the point where you actually can be responsible for other people. Wow, okay. Okay, I like it. Let's keep going. They keep bringing this up of like accepting feminine power, accepting feminine power, accepting feminine power, accepting feminine power. And that struggle to accept feminine power as a concept within yourself or other people, and also for the people around you, vice versa, right? Super highlighted this weekend. Ooh. We have a Knight of Wands. I'm a little, ooh. I got chills. I don't know. You guys might feel a little sus of this Knight of Wands. Oh, shit. Sorry, the chills through my body are kind of intense. Now we have Knight of Wands with the Three of Wands in reverse. Oh, with the Hierophant in reverse, the Seven of Cups in reverse, and the Tower in reverse. Something needs to come down. Something needs to come down. Whatever's coming down is either like a foundation or like belief system or an idea like that you've been functioning from. So you can look at that as like a program that you've been functioning from, whether it is that like I can't accept my own feminine power, that needs to come down quick, right? Oh, and like all of a sudden I feel adrenaline. I feel adrenaline. Some of you guys might have a moment of like an adrenaline rush this weekend. Something's happening very quick as well. I'm getting a fast pace with this. But yeah, some sort of faulty belief system or faulty foundation, faulty program, an illusion needs to come down. Really needs to come down. This Knight of Wands with the Three of Wands in reverse in the middle is right smack dab in the middle of it. This is fast energy. I almost feel like this is someone, I don't want to say bailing. This feels a little bit of a feeling of running away, like from something that just isn't going as expected. But I feel like whoever's experiencing this energy, whoever this Knight of Wands is, I feel like it's actually coming towards you. And it feels fast. Ooh, it feels fast. It feels quick. And I think whatever this approach is towards you guys, I'm just going to call you guys the queens, because if it's reversed, you guys already know that. Whatever this approach is towards you, I feel like it's going to force a conversation. It's going to force a conversation or needing to be accountable for things, for everybody to need to be accountable for things, right? And it is going to elevate something, elevate you, elevate your personal power. But yeah, something that is really illusionary and faulty is coming down. This Knight of Wands is like giving me so much anxiety and like adrenaline. That's all I'm feeling from this Knight of Wands, like adrenaline, anxiety. Overall, we have Empress in reverse. Page of Cups. Ooh, Magician. Knight of Pentacles with the Page of Swords. This Empress in reverse energy is very interesting because I do feel like this is like the literal reverse of divine feminine power, right? It's like someone who's not sitting in divine feminine power or is not, yeah, it's like not sitting in it. It's like not being acknowledged is almost what I want to say. This is a tough energy to explain. Yeah, like not sitting in it, not being acknowledged. It just feels very lacking. It feels like it's very much not present. It might, and again, you might even be feeling like people are not respecting you, right, with your feminine power. But that's what I'm getting here is in the overall energy. And then we have this Page of Cups with the Magician, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Page of Swords. That Page of Cups is some sort of communication. It's especially with the Page of Swords too. The Page of Cups with the Page of Swords, I mean, that is definitely like very honest, emotional, like conversations and communications here. With this Magician and Knight of Pentacles, like right in the middle of this. There's a lot of talking going on this weekend, Jesus. That Magician with the Knight of Pentacles, let me get into this energy. This is feeling almost like a stagnant energy, which is strange for these cards to be upright. I'm feeling stagnancy. Yeah, I'm feeling stagnancy. There's some sort of like disconnect around this person. I almost want to do this. Like they're kind of like in their own little bubble a little bit. Stagnancy. I feel like you guys are trying to like have these conversations with people who like where you're not really feeling that like divine feminine power within yourself or in other people. I'm also getting reflection too. So sorry, I'm getting a lot of stuff. So you guys have been reflecting on this. You've been reflecting on why you've been feeling chaotic or out of balance, or you haven't been happy, or you haven't been content, really trying to understand why, right? And it's like as the weekend progresses, you're coming into this clarity of like, oh, I just like, you know, struggling with your own feminine power, pretty much. Maybe not even feeling acknowledged or respected, struggling to do that for other people as well. And then there's this energy here that feels like kind of stagnant, totally capable though. Magician's really capable of pretty much anything. Knight of Pentacles is kind of like a very loyal, sturdy, kind of ride or die kind of energy, like a right-hand man kind of energy. But this feels stagnant and there's a disconnect. And so I feel, like I said, that there's been a disconnect between you and other people when it comes to owning and accepting and respecting divine feminine power within yourself and between other people. And this just represents that. This just represents that, right? Because there's a lot of capability of owning and respecting that within yourself and between other people. Then you have the clarity with the Page of Swords. Some of you guys might be having a conversation with someone who really highlights this energy in your life. I feel like it's across the board with people in general, but there might be one person in your life highlighted. This is very heavy Mercury energy. So somebody who could have like a lot of Virgo or Gemini, but we are in heavy Gemini energy as well, so just keep that in mind. This is also the fight for stability. Sorry, I'm getting so many things. I'm already getting, my crown's already hurting. What's been throwing you off balance, what you've been really wanting, what you've been really needing, what you've been really missing is a sense of stability with that, excuse me, with that Knight of Pentacles. Enough stability so you can actually be a magician, so you can actually be an alchemist, so you can actually create feminine power. Enough stability and reliability so you can actually create and do your thing, where it's interesting because, okay, thank you. Some of you guys are going to be realizing this, that coming into this energy a little bit, some of you guys are going to be realizing that you've actually been wanting a lot of care. I feel like some of you guys, this might get a little bit of emotional. You've been wanting a lot of care, TLC, where you're catered to, where you're looked out for, where you are supported. The feminine is supported by masculine energy, right? And keep in mind, this is happening between you and other people. So there might be some stuff that comes up this weekend of how you haven't done that for yourself, taking care of yourself, right? Supporting yourself in a way that is like healthy and not just like you have to be responsible for everything, because that's different, right? And also with your relationships where people haven't been respecting that feminine part of you, where they need to show up for you, where they need to support you. And so where there's accountability in being taken in that within your relationships and yourself, it's like when you can admit that you've been missing that between you and yourself and other people who you're talking to about this can own up to that as well, there can be this rise into feminine power, because now there is truth being spoken on how it hasn't been there, or how it hasn't been respected or acknowledged or catered to, and all of those things. And once that truth is spoken, there can be that support for the feminine, and the feminine can actually support the entire system, right? It's quite the little download. Oh, especially as it relates to a pack with that 10 of Cups, especially as it relates to a pack. Some of you might realize you might actually need to step away from people for a little bit to get to that place within yourself, right? Where you really are taking care of yourself and like you are number one priority. And then once you can do that, then you can kind of like get involved with pack dynamics a little bit. Tribal, I want to say tribal more than pack. Tribal dynamics. Thank you. Yeah, they said tribal, not pack. Okay, tribal dynamics. Interesting. Maybe deal with a pack over a tribe. We've talked about that before. So that's what's going on with all this feminine energy over here. This Knight of Wands is the thing that, like, again, it almost gets my heart racing. But before we get there, let's clarify the Queen energy a little bit. I feel like I clarified it pretty well. But yeah, some of you who like feel like you need to step away from people, you might just need to be independent for a little bit and take care of like yourself, your life, your domain, putting yourself first and learning how to sit in that feminine power before you can, you know, be a part of other people's 10 of Cups sort of situation. But let's look at the Queens. I'm gonna do steampunk, and all of a sudden I'm getting very hot. I wonder if the fan's gonna be too loud if I put it on. It might be. Tell me about these queens. As a set, just tell me about these queens. Oh! Now we got a king! King of Pentacles. Okay. It was very quick. And you have the King and Queen of Pentacles sitting here. Whoa, okay. I don't know who this is for, but I just heard I don't want to be domesticated. Oh, okay. Like, you know who you are. Some of you, that's been the imbalance, that maybe there's been this like pressure to, it's so weird, I don't want to be domesticated. Oh, it was like very intense. Where like you don't want to be in a certain box, right? Or like live a certain way as expected. Totally get that. Totally get that. We'll be dealing with that this weekend. Tell me more about these queens. I don't know. I was like so like, I don't want to be domesticated. Okay, I got you. I got you. Tell me about these queens. Six of Swords coming in with this King of Pentacles. Okay, so that feels really good. Again, this is harmony. This is peace of mind, right? Very nice. Again, this is within yourself and between other people. So it's about balancing your masculine, feminine, balancing your light and your shadow by owning all parts of yourself, owning all the parts of you that are masculine, owning all the parts of you that are feminine, and respecting those parts, owning all the parts of you you don't like, and owning the parts of you you do like, light. Right? Ooh, interesting. And we have the sun and the moon in reverse. Here we have like literal epitome of masculine and feminine energy. Sometimes when I would get these cards out like this in a reading, it would be hard to not see it as like literal divine masculine and divine feminine. But here we have the moon and the sun in reverse. This is a lot of clarity here. A lot of clarity of what's been getting in the way of harmony and happiness. And as you do this with yourself, you can do this with other people in your life that you can see as King of Pentacles energy, because now there's clarity between you and these people. Ooh, Temperance in reverse. Let's see what this Temperance in reverse is about. Sorry about these queens. Wow. Overall, we have Magician in reverse. Oh, it's struggle, struggle, struggle. Devil. 10 of Pentacles in reverse. Strangle is actually what I just heard. Strangle. Some of you have been feeling really suffocated. Some of you have been feeling really suffocated when it comes to home or work. I just heard establishing your life. Interesting. Struggle, 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 man. Yeah, this is feeling super restricted and stuck and not knowing which way to go. I feel like you can't move. Yeah, that's exactly how it feels to me. Suffocated and restricted. So whether it's happening in your home, in your family, in your work, again, I did hear establishing your life, feeling like very pegged, pinned down, like you can't really move, you can't really go anywhere. That's been the struggle. That's been the issue. That's been the struggle of the feelings here. I feel like Temperance in reverse came out to really highlight that sense of impatience and that sense of like, I don't know how long I can do this. I don't know how long I can do this. I don't know how long I can do this. I don't know how long I can do this. Very intense energy with that. But like I said, with this weekend, there is clarity coming in here to show you what has been causing this disharmony, causing this feeling of suffocation and restriction, and allows you to own accountability for whatever that clarity is for you, whatever has been the cause of it, between you and yourself, between your shadow and your light side and your feminine side and your masculine side. And then once you do that, you can do that with other people, and you can have peace of mind between all parts of yourselves, and then also the people in your life, allowing you to step into a place of elevated confidence, elevated personal power, because you've owned that accountability, and you're going to have a lot more integrity because of it. Some of you, like I said, this can actually elevate you to a place of being able to be head of your life, a little bit more of a leader of your own life, head of your own household, or head of a tribe. Some of you, it's going to be very, very explicit when I say that. Some of you, it's just very symbolic in energy, okay? You're going to have a better sense also of just who you are through all this process. Now, again, this is just potential energy at work for the weekend. It's all about how you want to harness it for yourself. Now, that's going on. Let's look at this Knight of Wands. I feel like this is preceding the resolution. This might even be the catalyst for you guys that comes before all of this, the catalyst of what sends you into this place of getting clarity and starting to have those conversations where accountability can be had. Because this feels like a very fast approach, and someone like almost like running away because whatever they've been doing hasn't been working, right? So let's look at Knight of Wands. I'm a little dizzy. Okay. I'm gonna do this one. I got a little rider weight replacement, but it's very little, so it's a little hard to handle. Tell me about this Knight of Wands. Tell me about this Knight of Wands. Tell me about this Knight of Wands. Ooh, Knight of Cups in reverse. Yeah, see, whoever this energy is, again, just gives me anxiety. I just feel a lot of rush of adrenaline, and they're just very unhappy because something really hasn't been going the way that they've been wanting to. And I feel like because the illusions are falling apart, like the illusions, faulty foundations, faulty programming, it's like it's all falling apart as clarity is coming in this weekend. Tell me about Knight of Wands. Like someone feels very perturbed. And I don't want to use this word because it sounds very juvenile, but butthurt. I don't know why I want to use that word, butthurt. Tell me about Knight of Wands. Wow, yeah. Two of Pentacles in reverse. This is to clarify the Knight of Wands, guys. We have Knight of Cups in reverse and the Two of Pentacles in reverse. I feel like someone's literally just being very impulsive, and it's like they just feel so out of balance they have to do something. Libra energy can do that too, right? Because Libra energy is like, it's that acting energy. Libras, I don't know what Libra is. Libras like to take action. Tell me about the Knight of Wands. Ooh, Strength card. This is someone who, it feels like they're trying to gain control of a situation where they feel really out of control because something really isn't going the way they want. Because, again, illusions are falling apart because clarity's coming in. Oh, whoa, okay. This is on a whole other deeper level. This Knight of Wands energy that we're looking at, all of a sudden I got this, like, it felt very strange. It almost felt like a craving. Like I need that. I need that. And it almost felt like a craving. It's just going to sound so strange. I don't know another way to explain it. Almost like a craving for female energy, a craving for healing, a craving for like that female nurturing, right? That like actually almost like craving for Cancer is almost what I want to say. Craving for Cancer. Oh, craving for Cancer. Someone's craving for Cancer. If you're a Cancer, careful. But yeah, it's like, it's that Venus Cancer energy. It's like, it's bringing cravings in this individual energy. Interesting. Okay. Tell me about Knight of Wands. Wow, the Strength card, we have the Ace of Swords. Okay, I like seeing the Ace of Swords here because, again, Ace of Swords is clarity. Whoa, with the Devil. So clarity of the illusions and clarity of what hasn't been working, right? Tell me over the Knight of Wands. You know, this person, even though they're acting very impulsively, and it's like they are kind of following this, like, I need this, I need this, I need this, I need this. It seems like whatever they're turning their back on, whatever they are running away from or isn't working, they don't really want to leave it. It's like they don't really want to leave it. And it's like in turning their back on whatever it is that isn't working out, they are actually exerting some sense of like self-restraint. Yep, and then we've got the Fool. Then we've got the Fool. I like it. Okay, so let's get into this. So this Knight of Wands energy, they're running away from something that isn't working out. Foundations are falling apart. Illusions are falling apart because clarity is just here, right? And so this Knight of Wands, while this is happening, it's like, I don't know how else to explain it. I'm getting this like craving. It's like, I don't know the way to explain that. Craving for like feminine healing or feminine nurturing, like craving for cancer is like really what I wanted to say. And then they're clarified with this Knight of Cups in reverse and this Two of Pentacles in reverse. I feel like this is somebody who's been really struggling within themselves too. It's like maybe because this truth has been kind of underlying that whatever isn't working out, it's like that's been there, right? And this is like needing to make the decision to move away from that, and also following this like very impulsive kind of pull and craving that like they really can't ignore. And then we have the Strength card with the Ace of Swords and the Devil. So again, that clarity coming out over the illusions, it's really impossible not to see it at this point. But also realizing that if something isn't working out, that they really need to practice the strength to really walk away from it, right? And then we have the Fool card, which is beautiful. This is taking a chance. This is taking a risk. And they're totally taking a risk because I can feel that impulsive, fast adrenaline kind of pacing, right? Overall, we have the Three of Wands with the World. Oh, wow. With the Eight of Cups in reverse, walking away from what doesn't work, the burdensome. Wow. And then Temperance in reverse. Okay. So this Knight of Wands is in a tough position, but they're going with it. They're just going with what feels right. They're going with what they need. And they're also practicing the strength to walk away from what is clearly hasn't been working, right? They see that. They see that. The Three of Wands with the World card, it's like they recognize they have to really walk away from this door. And it looks like they're heading towards, let me move all these cards. Heading towards this Queen, which I was really feeling was you guys, right? But keep in mind, there's a lot of energies going on here. All this could be reversed or vice versa. Realizing this just needs to happen. And then we have the Eight of Cups in reverse, the Ten of Wands and Temperance in reverse. Like really needing to walk away from what just doesn't work. Whatever isn't working, it's like Temperance in reverse is indicating it's like there's been a lot of impatience. There's also been, how do I say this? I almost want to say a lack of divine support, which is kind of interesting. I feel weird saying that, but I don't know another way to say that. So it was an interesting night. But yeah, a lot of adrenaline, a lot of anxiety. Oh, 52, 52, when I looked up at the camera. This is a long reading. I didn't mean for it to be that long, but there's a lot of pieces going on here. You might have to rewatch this too as the weekend goes on. So essentially, clarity is bringing some shit down. Bringing down the illusions, faulty foundations. Can't help but see the devil. Can't help but see what has been causing the struggle, what's been causing the restraint, what's been causing the conflict, inner imbalance within yourself, and also other people are going to be going through this too, so keep that in mind. This is going to put you in a place of needing to accept your divine feminine power and divine feminine power in other people. Also just accepting all parts of yourselves that you don't like, your masculine and your feminine, coming to the place of unity and acceptance of yourself. And then other people. And as this clarity comes in, and people are starting to initiate these conversations after doing this work and reflection for themselves, there can be peace, there can be accountability had, and it can really be a time where we can elevate ourselves and each other to places of personal power. We can like really rightfully sit in these respectful, confident places individually, right? Like I said, some of you are going to be elevating yourself to a place of divine feminine power in a bigger way, or even like a matriarchal kind of position, or head of household, or head of tribe, so to speak, explicitly for some of you. Oh boy. Okay. Elemental advice. It's elemental advice. I think it was at 5416 that I saw that. Where to start? And take a little sip is where to start. Fire, air, earth, and water. I'm just hearing the word magic, which I think is very funny. Fire, air, water. Okay, so with magic, water. You guys got the word magic, which I think is kind of cool. What do I want to use for you guys for advice? I'm really struggling with what deck to choose for advice for you guys. We'll do Animal Spirit. Yeah, we'll do Animal Spirit. I was like, no, yeah, we'll do Animal Spirit. For my water signs, for Cancer, Pisces, Scorpios, advice for them regarding this spread. All right, water signs. You guys have, it's so funny. I got the word magic. Magic works through you, water signs. Scarab beetle spirit, 52, breaking down to a 7. Oh, progressive energy with sandpiper spirit, 51 to the 52. Be playful. This is interesting because this is a manifestation energy. The scarab beetle spirit is kind of like being chosen. It's like special one and like literal magic, right? And then with be playful, not taking life too serious. Yeah, not taking life too serious, not taking yourself too serious. I think some of you guys might have been very like judgmental or hard on yourselves or in other people. But that's going to be the way to kind of find balance for yourselves this weekend, is to literally not take life too seriously and still go with the flow. I'm still getting that as well. Really appreciating what makes you special. That sounds cheesy, but that's also what I'm getting. Appreciating what makes you special and having fun with life and having fun with yourself. And again, not being super, super serious or bogged down and critical on yourself or other people. That's going to be really important. Have fun. Have fun this weekend. Have fun. If you can. Have fun. But yeah, water signs. Those for you guys. Okay. Earth, air, or fire? Earth, you're calling me. Air, you guys almost had it, but then Earth was like, Earth. Earth. Earth, it's Earth time. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgos. Any advice for my Earth signs? Any advice for my Earth signs as it pertains to this spread? There's got one card. Ooh, it's funny. You guys feel real serious. Crow spirit, co-create with spirit. 17 breaking down to an 8. It's time to listen, Earth signs. I know you guys probably not gonna like this, but that's actually what I'm getting. There's like a very serious energy around you this weekend, and I feel like it's coming from divine. I feel like it's coming from your guides. This ain't a judgment thing. It's just what I'm getting. It's like, it's time to sit down and pay attention. It's time to just like get out of your head, get out of your to-do list, and just sit and be still. And there's such a stern energy, and freaking listen. That's not what they said. That's not what I was gonna say. But yeah, and freaking listen. Oh, okay. Writing, I think, is gonna be very therapeutic for you guys this weekend. That's all I keep getting with my Earth signs. It's like, almost like it's time to be serious and just sit and listen. Like, stop trying to do, stop trying to get shit done. Stop, like, yeah, I'm just getting like, stop, sit and be quiet and just listen. Oh, I don't like it when it's like that stern like that. I feel like whatever you guys have actually been seeking as far as like balance, happiness, it's been like the truth of it has been right there. And I think you guys might even like resonate with like that feeling of like you know that there's something right there that you need to see, and you're just like not sure what it is. It's like Spirit's been trying to give it to you. Spirit's been trying to give it to you, and it's just like sit and listen, sit and listen, sit and listen, stop, sit and listen. Like, I'm getting almost like a frustrated energy with that. Thank you. There's a deep power trying to come up for you, Earth signs. A deep power trying to come up for you. You guys might have even been very frustrated with yourselves, but I think getting caught up in like getting things done, it's almost like there's been a continuous momentum of getting shit done or getting shit planned out and going, next thing. There hasn't been enough sitting in silence and just letting shit come to you. Almost like a restless energy, but it's been focused. It's been very focused on getting shit done. Especially in nature. Please be in nature if you can, or signs. Like, you guys do so well with like literal plants, you know, and just getting your feet on the grass and dirt. Spirit's been trying so hard to work with you. I keep getting, it's like they've been trying to like shove some kind of truth in your face, and there's some kind of deep power trying to come up from within you, but you haven't been still enough. You haven't been still enough or silent enough to know or to hear it. I'm gonna get away from that because that feels really serious. Air and fire. Air and fire. Air or fire? Who's going first? Air or fire? Air or fire? Air, we're gonna go with you. That's weird. I just felt this like something might be going on between air and fire signs this weekend. If that feels a little combative. Let's go with air. Air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Advice for Gemini, Libra, Aquarians. Oh, I feel like a very soft energy coming in here. I think that just means like you guys like might be feeling a little bit more sensitive or softer, especially if you guys have water in your chart. Like that really might be really kind of what's the word? Oh, interesting. Bringing you into the present moment. There's a presence that you're going to be having this weekend that you don't normally have, and it feels very emotional and very soft and very sensitive and compassionate. Any advice for my air signs this weekend? Oh. It ran away from me. Oh, I love this card. This is like my favorite card in this whole deck. Panther Spirit. Look at that. Look at that intensity. Energy of 44, master number. Reclaim your power. This is literally the Divine Feminine Power card. Literally. So it's interesting. I was feeling a softening, right? I was feeling this like coming into present moment. And I feel like, you know, this connection or understanding or respect or acknowledgement or acceptance of divine feminine power within yourself and for others is going to be at the forefront for you guys. It's weird. I also, not weird, it's just interesting because I also feel a little bit of this like, I don't know how to, like honoring. Yeah, I guess that's what it is. It's like very open, vulnerable, sensitive honoring of like feminine energy for yourself and other people. So if there are people in your life that you haven't really honored their feminine power, there's gonna be a lot of that going on, just respecting that and just like owning that part of you that hasn't done that. And then of course it relates to yourself. It feels really good. Some of you might be going through some, thank you, I was gonna say heart chakra and then they corrected me, they said higher heart. So higher heart chakra energies will be coming up for you guys. Just surrender into it, just flow with it, just flow with it, flow with it, flow with it. I feel a little bit of fear coming up with that. Just surrender to it. Just surrender to it. Oh, fire signs. Okay. Hey, fire signs. Aries, Leo, Sag. Any advice for my Aries, Leos, and Saggies? Any advice for my Aries, Leo, and Saggies? Just heard the word humble, which is kind of interesting. We have 25 breaking down to a 7. Elephant Spirit. I forget the nakshatra in Vedic. I think it begins with a B. For Aries in Vedic is the elephant. Also, there's a Sag one. Purvashata? I think that's what it is. There's also the elephant symbol. But anyway, learn from the past. Learn from the past. Be wizened. Be wizened, and don't forget all the things you've been through and all the things you've done, and to hold that accountability. But yeah, I'm getting a humble energy with this, fire signs. I don't think anything else for you guys. The situation you guys are in, fire signs, that could be like really confronting a lot of this shit for you that came up in the reading. I'm actually getting a feeling of repeating mistakes. And it's humbling. I'm getting a sadness with that, no question. Oh, it's sad. It's making me, it's like, almost like tears want to come to the surface. It's not happening, but it's like, it has that, like, that sad feeling to it. And it's okay. That's how we learn, right? That's how we learn, is by making mistakes. That's how we learn. It's how we grow. Not being ashamed of that, I think, is really important, and just taking that as lessons learned. I'm feeling really heavy Aries energy on this more than anything, just to call that out. get another card for you guys. Let me get another card for fire signs. Can I? Thank you. It's very quick. Yeah, sometimes life stings. Yeah. 64 cyclical energy. Yeah, that's like there's something sad here. There's something sad and there's something painful for my fire signs here. It goes beyond disappointment. I feel like some guys might be experiencing a little bit of heartbreak this weekend. Especially as it relates to something that you've already gone through. You might feel a little bit of an echo. It's like whatever happens this weekend, it might remind you of previous experiences and kind of like, why does this shit keep happening? Why is this a pattern? Why is this a pattern? But it's going to set you on a path to learn from that and to grow from that. And it's going to be a tool in your toolbox, okay? Okay. All right, guys, that's it. I hope you guys have a really good weekend, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video and got a lot out of it. Don't forget to check out Patreon and everything else that's linked below for your convenience. I hope to see you guys really soon, okay? Have a good night, guys. Namaste.